Joseph Chan, thank you so much for joining us for Connections for Change, answering some of the questions from our alumni. If we're moving ever closer to a cashless society, which is something you've spoken about in the past, and it's being sped up by this pandemic, which we're already seeing through people no longer wanting to take cash for health and safety reasons, what's that going to mean for those other communities that are really heavily reliant on cash within their economies and their communities, and how do we help them move forward in the same way?
Thank you so much. I think even before the pandemic, the digital transformations and disruptions has been going on, that has been driven by technological developments, government initiatives, and also continuing innovations in private sectors. So we have seen initiatives like smart commerce, smart cities, the automated self-checkout in supermarket, the new digital wallets, tokenization, and even virtual banks. So the whole community continue to transform from a cash to cashless societies, and now even more from a card to even a cardless environment. So all these initiatives continue to fuel the growth of adopting digital payments and further move forward to a cashless societies, while on the other side also aim to address financial inclusions in the market. So I think that this trend will be continue, especially with more new developments in the market like Internet of Things and come of age of 5Gs. You further drive more digital developments in the society. So for business nowadays, I think that one quote to use that we can use is prepare for this change. From consumer, perhaps we welcome because it's getting more secure and convenient. And the new generations are pretty much the early adopters of the new technologies, and they like a more automated, convenient, personalized way to make payments and frictionless. And you can see that there are also now there are new payment kind of methods that address the needs of consumers, like Afterpay, SIPPay in Australia. For merchant on the other side, it also minimizes checkout frictions, saving all the manpowers to reconcile notes, deposit to banks, and the risk of cash handling. So when we talk about people on diet, it means that people will get more healthier. Perhaps I can borrow these 4 letters for business today, DIET. To prepare for these coming new changes, I think these stand for digital strategies. So now in the business, no matter it's retailers, F&B, media, whatever, do we have a well-planned digital strategies ahead for the business? The I stand for investments. Because when we're going through a digital transformations, be prepared for investing into the infrastructures, operations, the way to collect payments in the digital form instead of handling cash or check or transfers. So see that transformation as an investment to better engage the customers in a digital way, enhance service and sales distributions with more personalized service, enhance for the digital savings, and definitely at the end, enhance brand and competitive advantage. After the letter E stand for embrace change. So whenever it's an entrepreneur or C-rank professionals, we have to embrace change every day. The change in business environment, technological developments, consumer and payment behavior of our customers. And I brought the letter T for talents. In the old days, we focus on the mainstream professionals from like business studies, accountant, lawyers. But I think in this digital journey, we need to find much more diversified talents to address and serve the needs of the digital transformations. Find the right resources, talents, and partner to support the digital strategy implementations and plan. There's nothing, it's nothing new because we have seen lots of buzzwords in the market, big data, AI, IoTs. I think we need business tends to now have to gear up to recruit the right talents to fill the needs. I think before too late to miss the train.
Fantastic. Joseph, thank you so very much for joining us and for answering some of these questions posed by our alumni for Connections for Change.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.